Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
For this is what the Sovereign Lord says.
Why do you need prophets to tell people who you are and what you want?
If you can justify everything that the God of the Bible has done, then you can justify any of your behavior.
A lot of this mentality is trickling into what is now mainstream right-wing Christianity.
I am capable of empathy greater than this God of the Bible.
This is a Bible that they tell kids. This is the good Lord. This is the good book. He is fantasizing about murder, mass murder.
Head over to sacrilegiousdiscourse.com right now to find out how to leave us a review or support us on Patreon.
Hey there, sinners and saints. It's your favorite Bible-bashing duo from Sacrilegious Discourse, and we need your help.
That's right, folks. We're raising funds for some heavenly equipment and a studio that doesn't sound like it's in the depths of hell.
Our current setup, let's just say it's more apocalypse than audiophile.
So if you want to hear us dissect the Bible without the background noise of demonic squirrels, chip in a few bucks.
We're aiming for $5,000 to upgrade our audio and build a studio worthy of blasphemous banter.
Donate today and help us spread the good word of atheism.
You can find a link right on our homepage, sacrilegiousdiscourse.com. Every dollar counts.
Even if it's from your collection plate. Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened yesterday and where the hell we are today?
Well, yesterday we read Ezekiel chapter 33.
Sure as fuck did.
And in that chapter, God was saying how if you have been a good person your entire life and good with God and the whole 9 yards, you might be fucked still.
Yeah, if you're like bad at the last minute.
Yeah, you still won't get into heaven or whatever the fuck it is that you're going to get into back in the Old Testament. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then if you're bad your whole life, as long as you redeem yourself at the end, you're good to go.
No, it's not just lip service, though.
No,
you have to do actual actions.
That's based on what we read, yes. But it just, the whole concept seems kind of bullshitty.
I have to agree with you.
And we talked about a little bit how we liked the weighing of one's life, like the Egyptians did.
Yeah.
Is that was a little bit,
the weighing of the soul.
It's kind of, I feel like that's a little bit more realistic and fair. I'm just saying, on the grand scheme of things,
I agree.
So, anyway, that was Ezekiel chapter 33.
Yes, it was.
Which means that today we're getting into
Ezekiel chapter 34.
All right, let's do this.
Okie dokie. All right, we are jumping into Ezekiel chapter 34.
As I like to say, Ezekiel, to make sure everybody knows what we're reading.
Because you're a buzzkill. And no notes. Here we go. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. The word of the Lord came to me.
Did it now?
It sure as fuck did.
Ezekiel came to Ezekiel.
Me, Ezekiel, yeah. Son of man.
You mere human.
You fucking worm. Prophecy against the shepherds of Israel. Prophecy and say to them, this is what the sovereign Lord says.
Okay.
Woe to you shepherds of Israel who only take care of yourselves. Would not shepherds take care of the flock?
They wouldn't really be shepherds if they didn't, did they?
Well, yeah. He's referring to the leadership.
No, I got it.
Not taking care of the people properly.
Right, yeah.
You eat the curds, clothe yourselves with the wool, and slaughter the choice animals, but you do not take care of the flock.
It's interesting that they brought that up because early on in the Bible, I don't know if you recall this, but we talked a lot about the rituals that they had in place where they would sacrifice animals and the priests and the higher ups would have that food for them, essentially.
Yeah.
Like it was for God, quote unquote. But the families and the people that were higher up, like the priests and shit, they were the ones that actually got to eat it.
Yes.
So it was kind of the beginning of like them taking the best stuff from the people that were poor,
fleecing the people.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And
here's what the leadership
they're like, that shit's going
today.
wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is, I mean, it's kind of cool that they're calling it out. Like, they're admitting, this was a bad thing. So obviously there was like
complaints
people
about
like,
it.
This is not a good thing. Yeah. So that's cool.
There was some clear clashing of classes.
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
You have not strengthened the weak or healed the sick or bound up the injured. You have not brought back the strays or searched for the lost. You have ruled them harshly and brutally. So they were scattered because there was no shepherd. And when they were scattered, they became food for all the wild animals. My sheep wandered over all the mountains and on every high hill. They were scattered over the whole earth, and no one searched or looked for them.
That's so sad. Well, wasn't he the one that scattered them, though?
Scattered.
I mean, like that's what he talked. That's what we've been talking about, right? Since Jeremiah, he's going to scatter them all over the fucking place.
Yeah, but this is like one at a time, not like the whole population.
Yeah, I guess.
Whatever.
I mean, I don't know. This could be referring to the scattering of his entire tribe.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That is true. It just makes me think of Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep.
Yeah, yeah.
And the movie Toyland.
Okay.
I couldn't get it at first. I was like, Toy Story. No, that's Pixar.
Right.
Toyland. One of my favorite Christmas movies.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. Anyway, therefore, you shepherds, hear the word of the Lord.
Okay. All right.
As surely as I live, declares the sovereign Lord.
Which is in question.
Because my flock lacks a shepherd, and so has been plundered, and has become food for all the wild animals, and because my shepherds did not search for my flock, but cared for themselves rather than for my flock, therefore,
they're going to die?
You fucking shepherds, hear the word of the Lord.
Okay.
This is what the sovereign Lord says.
I thought he just told us he was saying this shit.
He's like, listen. I'm telling you some stuff. Listen.
Now I'm telling you more stuff.
Okay?
Okay.
I'm about to tell you. Listen.
He really wants to make sure that they know he's talking. Mm-hmm. I mean, through Ezekiel.
I, God, says Ezekiel, am against the shepherds. Ooh, no. And will hold them accountable for my flock. I will remove them from tending the flock so that the shepherds can no longer feed themselves. Oh man, you ain't got to starve everybody.
Right?
Good grief.
Yeah, that sounds horrible. If you're gonna do something horrible to somebody, don't torture them and fucking it's like you're just a mean asshole.
Right.
That's really all you're doing.
You're like pulling the legs off of flies.
Right.
And I don't even like flies, and I wouldn't do that.
You're very abusive.
Yeah.
This God is very abusive.
Abusive to the point of masochism because he enjoys watching them suffer.
Right.
I, God, says Ezekiel, will rescue my flock from their mouths, and it will no longer be food for them. For this is what the sovereign Lord says.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay? I says.
Right.
I myself, God, says Ezekiel, will search for my sheep and look after them. I'm doing my damn self.
Wouldn't you feel like the person saying that, like he's literally saying, I am God, for God, right? As a prophecy to these people, chastising them and berating them.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you feel like that fucker is like a little bit
uppity?
Yeah.
Like, whomst the fucks, my good sir?
Yeah, why should just shut up, man?
Well, that, and I'm like, why the Lord gotta look for his fucking sheep? He don't know where they be?
Well, we know from early on he does not track people down very well.
He does not have a good GPS.
Even when there was only like 2 people around, he has some issues.
Yeah.
So
yeah. He is not any better than these shepherds at keeping up with his flock.
Right.
As a shepherd looks after his scattered flock when he is with them, so will I look after my sheep, if I could find them.
Right, yeah.
I will rescue them from all the places where they were scattered on a day of clouds and darkness. I will bring them out from the nations and gather them from the countries, and I will bring them into their own land. I will pasture them on the mountains. I said pasteurize. Good glass of milk. I will pasture them on the mountains of Israel, in the ravines, and in all the settlements in the land.
One would think if he was as powerful, if God is as powerful as everybody and God claims that he is, that he could have prevented those people from being scattered in the first place. And you would think that if these people were being evil, he could have rectified that earlier on before they fucked up.
Right.
But no, he just let them be in power, right? Like this is the part where he's like, I will punish those who are evil, but not like right away or anything.
Yeah.
Like, whenever it happens, it happens. But I'll punish them for sure.
You know what it reminds me of? It's like, okay, when I was a kid, sometimes my mom would be in the middle of something and I was trying to get her attention, and I would be like, Mom, 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 hey, Mom, hey, Mom.
Right.
And then I would like start calling her by her first name. Yeah. To try and get her attention, you know?
Yeah.
And so I would get like silence, and then all of a sudden she would turn around and go, what?
Yeah.
And so it went from 0 to 150 in no time flat.
Right.
And that is what God's doing.
Yeah.
Like, he ignores them for centuries, doesn't answer, doesn't hardly talk to them, doesn't do very much with them at all. And then all of a sudden he turns around and just snaps at them, and he's like, you're dead and you're dead and you're dead, and fuck all of you too. But
again, we're taking the word of a prophet who is just saying that the things that are happening in the world are caused by a God. Mm-hmm. Right? This actually has nothing to do with a God.
No, I know that. I know that.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's crazy people, essentially.
Yes,
like,
I agree. I was speaking as if in canon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In canon, this God that is being described here is a lot like my mom used to be when I was a kid.
No, I got you.
This character, I guess.
Yeah.
Like literary analysis, you know?
Yeah.
This character is flawed deeply.
Right.
Such a bad God.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, coming outside of the good book.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course there's no God.
Right. No, I know you know that. I just was trying to say that, like, I'm trying to put it in perspective, because it's one thing to say that this God can't track people down and they can't, punish the right people and all that, but that's not really what's happening anyway.
Right.
There's just politics going on and war going on, and these prophets are commenting on it from their perspective.
Right.
And their perspective is that they want people to probably come to their church or whatever the fuck it is back then. You know, like their grouping, or they want people to listen to them. Mm-hmm. And so if they can be correct in their quote unquote prophecies, mm-hmm. they're going to gain followers, which gains them influence.
Right.
So,
and then it is a snake eating its own tail.
Right.
You know? I will tend them in a good pasture, and the mountain heights of Israel will be their grazing land. There they will lie down in good grazing land, and there they will feed in a rich pasture on the mountains of Israel.
That sounds so nice.
Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah.
I myself will tend my sheep and have them lie down, declares the sovereign Lord. I will search for the lost and bring back the strays. I will bind up the injured and strengthen the weak, but the sleek and the strong I will destroy. Because fuck you.
All right. Yeah.
I will shepherd the flock with justice.
But you let them lose your sheep first and scatter them all over the
I gotta go find
place.
them, guys, and then I'll take good care of them.
You didn't pay attention while they were doing it. You waited till they did it.
Right.
And then you got mad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yep. As for you, my flock, this is what Sovereign Lord says.
Okay.
I, God, says Ezekiel,
right, yeah,
will judge between one sheep and another, and between rams and goats. So he's saying he's going to take it on a case-by-case basis, but that's not what it sounded like to me. He's like doing whole swaths.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure where he's going with this exactly yet.
Well, he says he's going to judge between one sheep and another.
But what is he going to judge them for? Like, we haven't finished the thought, so I'm just curious.
Okay. Is it not enough for you to feed on the good pasture? Must you also trample the rest of your pasture with your feet? Is it not enough for you to drink clear water? Must you also muddy the rest with your feet? Must my flock feed on what you have trampled and drink what you have muddied with your feet? So he's saying, like, not only are y'all sinning, but on top of that, you're leading these other fuckers into sin as well.
Right.
And so, like, you're not just in trouble, since you're leadership, you're not just in trouble for what you are actually doing, your own sacrifices and idol worship and whatever sex depraved thing that you're doing or whatever.
Right.
Not only are you in trouble for that, but because you are a leader and you led those people to do it too, now you're in trouble big time.
Got it.
I think that's what this is
okay. All right.
getting at.
Yeah.
Like, you're You're not just drinking the water.
I thought maybe he was judging the actual flock, because that's kind of what he was talking about, and saying that if I'm saving you and you're not rectifying your ways, then you still might be fucked. Like that's where I thought he was going with that.
Well, he's saying that you're drinking the good water.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, not only did you get something good for yourself, but then you dirtied it for everybody else. And this whole chapter is addressed to the shepherds.
Got it.
So that's what he's getting at. Like I
just thought he was talking to the flock here. That's all.
No, he's talking about his flock, but to the shepherds. He's like, you shepherds fucking suck.
Okay.
Yep. So, must my flock feed on what you shepherds have trampled and drink what you have muddied with your feet?
Okay.
Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says to them.
Got it.
The shepherds.
Right. The reason I thought that, I guess, is because he was going to destroy them. So what does it fucking matter? You're going to destroy them and bring them your people back to feed on the.
Oh, that was a different chapter. Right now,
it was this chapter.
I know. Well, this whole chapter, he's been saying, you fucking shepherds, I will destroy you.
Right.
The previous chapter yesterday was about the people. And he was telling them, I'm going to destroy your asses.
Right.
I'm going to murder you and dump you everywhere. I just
can't keep track on any given day who the fuck he's destroying. There's so many people.
Well, this chapter is specifically the whole thing, based on the notes that I read. The whole thing is addressed to the leadership.
Got it.
So yesterday was the people, today is the leadership.
All right.
And that's why he's talking about them as shepherds, because they're
the leaders and they're leading the flock and
astray.
Blah, 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 whatever.
They're leading them astray. And so he's like, I'm going to fuck your shit up.
Right.
You're worse than the fucking people because you know better and you led them to do it. They might not have done it.
Right.
I'm still going to punish the fuckers.
Yeah.
Because, I'm God and I can and I like pain.
It seems that way. Yeah.
Pain. Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord says to them.
Okay.
See, I myself will judge between the fat sheep and the lean sheep.
Okay.
Because some be fat and some be lean.
I'm assuming lean is better, maybe.
I have no idea. Because you shove with flank and shoulder, butting all the weak sheep with your horns until you have driven them away, I will save my flock and they will no longer be plundered.
Okay.
Shove with flank and shoulder.
He's just saying that they're bigger and stronger, so they're getting everybody else out of their way, and they're taking the spoils of.
These are like the rams.
Yeah.
Because he's talking about their horns.
Right.
You're pushing them away and taking all the good. Okay.
Right.
I will save my flock and they will no longer be plundered. Okay. So he's saying you guys are like grifting them and taking advantage of them.
Yes.
Okay. I will judge between one sheep and another. I will place over them one shepherd, my servant David.
Okay. That's interesting.
Uh-huh.
I don't really know. I mean, like we keep coming back to this David thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like at one point we had David, and then David died,
mm-hmm.
and then we had the line of David,
mm-hmm.
and then we lost the line of David.
Zedekiah, right? Was he the last
think that's
David-y guy?
Probably somewhere around there. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we had like zombie David, maybe.
Okay.
Because remember, he was going to come back, he was going to do the line or something.
So is this what he's talking about right now?
I don't know.
My zombie David servant?
Maybe Ezekiel's been down in Babylon too long, doesn't really know that the line of David is gone.
Right.
Maybe he didn't get the news.
He didn't get it.
I have no idea.
So anyway, I will place over them one shepherd, my servant David, and he will tend them. He will tend them and be their shepherd. So this is where Christians talk about Jesus as the shepherd that he was referring to. Yeah,
well, but they're saying David, though.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because in the Old Testament, David is the figure.
Yeah.
Right? Like David is
Moses.
And
then
but later
David.
On, once we get past the Torah, we're talking more about the David line, right?
Sure.
And the whole David is everything when we get past
he's the
that.
guy.
And it's very interesting because, like you said, and I don't know this yet specifically, but like a lot of the David stuff is interpreted as Jesus.
Yeah.
And it's just not that. That's not what it is.
Or pre-Jesus, or Jesus is re-David.
Right. Well, I mean, the reason that people say that that's the case is because the New Testament had to co-opt things from the Old Testament and make them their own, right? And so it did, but it fails to actually pull in, like, they're not great writers.
No.
So they're not, like, they should have gone back and edited the Old Testament if they were going to do this.
Yeah.
But no, they left the David shit in.
Yeah. And
they're just claiming that that's, the David line is going to be Jesus, which I guess we can fantasize that is something that might be possible, I guess. But it seems really, really, really far-fetched to me.
I feel like they're really, really trying to stretch it.
Right. And the fact that we don't even we're just saying David. We're not saying the line of David, which maybe it's implied, right?
Sure.
But the fact that he says David just shows how much influence this character had in the Old Testament.
It's really weird to me.
Yeah.
I mean, not weird that he had influence. Weird that Ezekiel's like, yeah, hey, God told me that David's going to come take care of the flock. Don't worry about it.
Right.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
David, like that David? Or like David down the street? Like my friend David?
Right.
Like,
well, and I think it's really funny how I learned what I did know before coming into this podcast about the Bible. The Bible to me was just a bunch of like not really coherent stories about various things that happened in those times, right? Okay. Those times being biblical times, any time during, like I didn't know the difference, right?
Right.
Jesus, David, they could have all happened in the same fucking decade for all I knew.
Same.
Same. It didn't make any difference to me when it all happened.
Right.
But they were just a bunch of like kind of bedtime stories that you would hear. Yeah. And I don't mean that they were bedtime stories. I'm sure there's a book out there that is exactly that. But they were just,
like Noah's Ark. And, yeah, that kind of thing.
Very childlike, just fairy tale stories is how it kind of got dispersed to me.
Right.
Through just social interaction with other people and everything else. Right, overhearing, yeah. So I don't know where I was going with that, except for that I don't feel like that there is a coherent message between this line of David and Jesus, and I feel like there's a lot of pieces missing. Huge fucking pieces missing. I feel like
there's huge pieces missing between the Torah stuff and the King stuff.
The King's Chronicles,
King
all that crap.
Yeah. Like it stops being like story time and passing on the name.
Right.
And begatting.
Yeah.
And then it starts being like, okay, but now we're talking about the history of David. Ready, go. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's very different for sure.
Yeah. It's not great storytelling.
I think they were trying, I think probably in that time, kings were trying to make names for themselves, and they were co-opting this religion to try to bring themselves forward, right? Mm-hmm. And so David obviously won out in the end for the most part, but like Solomon's up there, Samuel's up there.
Yeah.
Like there's some very famous quote unquote kings. Mm-hmm. They were kings, but I mean, they used religion to make their name bigger.
Or some of them didn't.
Right. Yeah. No, some of them sucked. Like if you were a bad king, you're not going to get as much of a mention.
Except that they did, though. They didn't have like all the stories, and they were like mentioned as, and he was so evil and bad, and God didn't like that one, but they still get a mention.
Right. But I'm saying that the ones that don't get the David, not the ones that aren't David and Samuel and Solomon are ones that had, worse PR teams, I guess, like they didn't have people creating the right environment around what they were in relation to this religion.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just find it interesting because these people took the recording of the names and the ancestry very seriously. So to me, it would have made more sense if they would have left the bad kings out. Like, ooh, burn. Like, the king who shall not be named during this reign, he was evil, so we don't talk about him.
Right, but I think the failing probably was that they were not exactly storytellers so much as chronologists.
Right.
They were
Chroniclers.
They were chronicling
Yeah.
what was happening in history, and that's essentially what the Old Testament is once we get past the Torah, right?
Yeah.
We're just documenting what is happening with regard to their lives, and it's told from a biblical standpoint, a religious standpoint, but it is definitely very much a history of these kings and the happenings that are going on with regard to them getting conquered and everything else.
Right.
And it's just once we get past the initial part of the Bible that we started in, it just becomes a history of Israel, essentially.
Yeah. Just, I don't know. It like you said, it's not what I expected.
Right.
It's not what I thought it was.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's boring and sometimes it's weird. But let me continue.
Yes, please, please.
I, the Lord, according to Ezekiel, will be their God, and my servant David will be prince among them. So he's not, that wasn't just a one-off.
Yeah.
He's saying it again.
Yeah.
I, the Lord, have spoken. Okay.
Again, not the line of David, but David.
David. My servant David.
Right.
My dude David.
I'm interested in digging into this, the way it's phrased.
Yeah, me too. Like, I'm sorry. What did you mean by that, sir?
Right.
Yeah. I need a TARDIS so I can go back and like ask him like.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
That
if you
would
could go
be.
back in time and ask these people, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, like when you say David, did you actually mean like the David?
Right.
Or did you mean some other David?
Yeah, because it gets a little confusing later in history, dude.
And then so you meant the David. So wasn't he already dead though?
Right.
So what did you mean by that?
Yeah. Yeah, what is that supposed to imply?
it was all symbolism and wasn't meant to be taken seriously. We weren't supposed to read it as though it's exact. We were supposed to understand that it's allegory and shit. Oh, fail.
Yeah.
Can you include those instructions?
Right, we're going to need this for future clarification.
Yeah, because they think that you're talking about David for realsies.
Well, they think you're talking about Jesus, who you don't even know anything about. So,
right,
yeah.
Exactly. I, God, according to Ezekiel, will make a covenant of peace with them and rid the land of savage beasts so that they may live in the wilderness and sleep in the forests in safety. I will make them and the places surrounding my hill a blessing. I will send down showers in season. There will be showers of blessing. The trees will yield their fruit and the ground will yield its crop. The hills are alive with the sound of music. Right?
And I have to comment here too, because we just got done talking about Jesus and stuff and the line of David and all that. Mm-hmm. But with regard to the prophecies that are happening right now, right? Mm-hmm. He's going to make everything peaceful and wonderful, and they're going to be grazing in the good hills and all that wonderful shit, right?
Recreating the Garden of Eden.
So let's just step into this for a second and assume that we're talking about Jesus, right?
Okay.
And so Jesus was killed by the Romans when he was here.
Yeah.
Right? Things weren't great for the Israelites from what I understand.
Right.
They were conquered at that point.
Yeah.
They weren't on their own lands.
Right.
And so at that point in time, when this king of this line of David person who is Jesus, apparently, according to Christians, was here on earth, things were not as God states here.
Right.
Right? This is not a completion of that prophecy. Now, I get that a lot of people are like, well, it's the second coming that's going to matter.
But he's not. He's just like, no, David's coming over.
Yeah. He's
not like, son of David is coming over twice.
Yeah, he's coming over, and then I'm going to have him like die, and then he's going to come again.
Like, that's not what he's saying here. He's just like, David's coming over.
Right. Yeah, like if we're prophesizing, let's prophesize, right? This is not a prophecy of what actually is even in the Bible from my standpoint.
No, I agree.
So, like, from my standpoint, if this is a prophecy of Jesus, Jesus should have brought the good when he came the first time.
Right.
But he didn't.
Right, exactly.
And if he didn't bring it and we're still waiting, this is a long fucking wait.
It's kind of ridiculous and silly.
Yeah.
And childish. And
it is.
It makes me like look at them like, really?
Well, in every generation,
years, y'all?
Every generation has thought that that this God is coming in their generation.
This is the apocalypse. It's the end of the world.
It's still happening.
Y2K.
It blows me away every time I hear somebody say that, the second coming, like they're going to be raptured. The second coming is the end of the world is coming. Like it's coming. Just this is crazy talk.
I know.
It's fucking crazy talk. And it's not like, if you read this with any bit of just
curiosity, interest.
If you just question it a little bit,
right,
you find the flaws immediately.
Right.
And I just don't understand how this is something that is so prevalent in our culture as to where it actually takes over common sense and ruins things like science. And like we're still allowing a religion in this day and age where we have iPhones to tell us that these ideas of thousands of years ago are better than we have come up with in the meantime.
Right.
I don't get it.
I'm like, well, if you think that's true, then why don't you go ahead and get rid of your car, your phone, your microwave?
Sure. Yeah.
Like all of your.
Well, some of them do. You know, we've got there's still we got the Amish out there. I don't really know much about their religion, and that would be something I would be interested in finding out.
Sure. And the Quakers.
We've got the Quakers are not that way. That's
they're not.
No.
Okay.
German Baptists are somewhat that way.
Okay.
But yeah, it's mostly the Amish, the German Baptists. I can't remember. I think there are some other groups, but the Quakers are definitely not one of them.
Okay.
So that's a common misconception.
Well, that is what I'm here for.
I actually went to a Quaker church for like a week. So my mom was trying to introduce us to different churches and religions. Yeah. So
you went for a week. So now you are in the know.
I know enough to know that they are not that.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'm teasing you.
I didn't say I was in the know.
I'm teasing you. You're just, the way you said it was like, I went for a week. So
I wanted, so Quakers are actually oftentimes very liberal with their points of view as far as politics are concerned, because they're
community minded.
And they're very they do not ascribe to war of any type. Like they are very anti-war. So there's a lot of aspects to what they are that are different from some other groups of Christians out there. So
they seem like they actually live what they talk.
I would be interested in learning, like I know a little bit about them. I would be interested in doing a dive into them a little bit more at some point, right, as I'm sure we will. Mm-hmm. I feel like a series of diving into denominations is due.
Yeah.
You know, so
we got to get through Christianity first before we talk about the denominations.
I mean, it's all Christianity. That's all Christianity.
Yeah, I know.
It's just different groups of
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying
we'll do that series once we get to the New Testament.
That's what I meant.
Well, you said you'd get through Christianity. We're not through. We're not in Christianity yet.
I know that. Oh my God. Okay, so anyway, God is talking and he's like, I'm the best. I'm going to bring the Garden of Eden and it's going to be so pretty and happy and rainbows and Care Bears. The trees will yield their fruit and the ground will yield its crops. And you'll get a Care Bear stare and it'll get on you and you'll have rainbows in your brain.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The people will be secure in their land with lollipops. They will know that I am the Lord when I break the bars of their yoke and rescue them from the hands of those who enslave them, and when they can pick popcorn off of apricot trees.
You know, if God actually did come down and break the yoke off of me and free me from slavery,
that would be sweet.
I mean, that would inspire me to believe in him. Yeah. But that's not what actually is going to happen.
No.
So.
Nope. They will no longer be plundered by the nations, nor will wild animals devour them. They will live in safety, and no one will make them afraid. Aw, that sounds so pretty.
You know, I have to say that in this day and age, there's not a ton of people, I would imagine, at least in very populated areas, that get devoured by animals anymore.
Right, that is true. Although... isn't it in Australia where babies can get eaten by wild dingoes? Probably, yeah. And alligators eat dogs in Florida.
Yes, as we shared a video of that recently. But yeah, right? I want to go to Australia, but then again, like every time I think about going to Australia, the other thing that comes to mind is like there's the animals, the worst things that are down critters. There. Why would anybody go there? There's like a million things that can kill you.
I want to go to New Zealand.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty there.
Yeah, that was where Lord of the Rings was shot.
I know, and they made Stephen Colbert like an honorary member. Like they gave him a key to the city because he loves the Shire so much.
Yeah,
because he's in love with the Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, big time.
So I think that's cute.
Yep.
Amanda Palmer went and lived there during COVID.
Really?
She was kind of trapped a little bit.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but I always wanted to go see New Zealand. I think it would be lovely.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I, God, says Ezekiel,
Right.
will provide for them a land renowned for its crops, and they will no longer be victims of famine in the land or bear the scorn of their nations. Then they will know that I, the Lord their God, am with them.
It's so hypocritical. He is literally the one that caused those things.
Yeah.
And, like, he claimed that he caused those things, and now he's like, and now that I'm fixing them for you, you're gonna know my name is the Lord because I caused it and because I fixed it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Fear the Lord and
really,
also thank me.
Like, it doesn't really matter what is going on. Whatever it is, I did it, and you're gonna know that I'm the Lord.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how this book goes.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I am with them, and they, the Israelites, are my people, declares the sovereign Lord.
So we've heard.
Are they? You don't even know where half of them are.
Right.
And
Yeah.
you're planning to kill like another 3/4 of them.
Yeah.
You are my sheep, the sheep of my pasture, and I am your God, declares the sovereign Lord.
The sovereign Lord, yeah.
The end.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't have much to add. That was just like, God is a dick. That I don't.
God is a dick.
We talked about a lot of stuff. I kind of lost track of what we were. I mean, it was just
he was just yelling at the shepherds, right? At the shepherds.
Yeah. Sorry.
Saying you were bad leaders.
Right. I kind of got caught up in all the Jesus stuff. So
right.
was like I got lost in that for a bit. So
it's interesting. The closer we get to the end of the Old Testament, the more it creeps in. But it's not that it creeps in so much as that we feel what was stolen from it.
Yeah. Well, and we had talked earlier on when we were doing this podcast that we didn't want to bring Jesus into it before we got to Jesus, right?
Right.
But I feel as we're going through these later chapters, these later books, that it's kind of important that we mention it occasionally.
Like, that feels Jesus-y. Or like, oh, that's where Christians get that from.
Well, yeah, because it's very pertinent to what is probably going to be coming, right? Like, it feels like this is going to be something that, like, we know enough about the New Testament to know that this sounds like something that they're going to claim later on.
Yeah.
And so it seems important now to call out the bullshit where we see it. I mean, at some level, like I want to acknowledge that we are still in the Old Testament and that technically no one in this fucking book thus far knows anything about Jesus, including the God of the Old Testament knows nothing about Jesus. He's talking about David.
Totally. He is up David's butt.
Yeah. And I know what the apologists are going to say. The apologists are going to say that David, as it's stated here, even though they're just saying the word David, is the line of David, and Jesus is the part of that. He's the line of David, is what it is.
Except that he's kind of not, though.
I know. We can't actually say that because that would ruin their religion. So we can't ruin their religion, can we?
Fucking DNA. What you gonna do, science?
I guess we are kind of doing that.
We are.
So
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
If your faith is strong enough, then I'm not ruining anything.
I guess I honestly don't know. Like, if you took the challenge, if you took the challenge to listen to us from episode 1 to now, and you listen to all the stuff that we have talked about, I honestly can't understand how you would still believe in God.
Yeah.
I really don't.
I don't either.
I've been here through this whole podcast, and I know that we started with an atheist slant, and we still have an atheist slant. But like the things that we are reading, I just can't fathom how somebody can accept them at face value.
Right.
It makes no sense. And the only other people that are telling you this differently is your pastor, who is cherry picking shit so that you don't have to think. Like, here is how this matches up with that, and this is why this is that. Which, okay, great. I can make anything fit if you want me to work hard enough at it.
Right.
We can correlate any two things and make them match up somehow. Yeah. I promise. I promise I can make that happen.
You can.
Generally. I'm sure somebody will come up with an example I can't, but sure.
You goober.
Anyway, that was Ezekiel chapter 34.
Sure as fuck was.
Which means that we'll be back tomorrow with
Ezekiel chapter 35.
All right. We'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Hey, wife. I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe, leave an Apple review, join us on Twitter, support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.
Hey wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe, leave an Apple review, join us on Twitter, support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.